Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the CoculesNation. My name is Secret Agent Neeks No Cocules. I'm the founder and the director for Cocules Media and the CoculesNation. This comment here, of course, I took this from an NVIDIA's client. This comment right here is the reason I wanted to make this video today. Before we do that, let's switch up the backgrounds that I have. Anyway, what we are going to be doing today is building Sonic Roboblast 2 from the source code. Now, if you are on Arch like I am, you can actually find SRB2 in the chaotic AUR if you have it, or you can legit find it right here. This is the AUR, but the chaotic AUR just has SRB2 card and SRB2. Nothing special there. It's actually not that big, all things considered, so it won't be heavy on your machine. But you may not have the luxury of doing it. Oh, and if you wanted to do the Flatpak version, I would not recommend Flatpak. I completely ditched it off of my machine. Usually, yes, we do have Flatpak on this Arch base called CacheOS. However, since I don't want anything to do with Flatpaks due to security bugs and whatnot, instead, I'd rather do from the AUR or the chaotic AUR. You may not have the luxury to do that either. So, what do? Well, let's build it from source. Let's search for it in our search engine of choice. Now, I am not going to be actually hitting enter on any and all of the components, on all of the commands, because I don't want to actually have to do it. But you will. So we will need to get a terminal up. I am using i3, so that's why things are going to look a little silly. You may be using Mint with Cinnamon, which I would recommend for beginners. Or if you want to do something purely X11, just build your own Arch. Literally build your own installation of Arch Linux or Artix Linux if you want a systemd free option. Antix would also be pretty good as well. Anyway, we have this source code compiling. Access denied. Weird. Anyway, here's the source code compiling for the make files. Now, these are all of them. I am on Arch, so in my case, I would need to do sudo pacman -S base devel, which is the base development step. This does require sudo. We need git. We need lib png, zlib, sdl2, sdl2 underscore mixer. If I can do this right. When you're doing this on Ubuntu, you just need lib sdl2 -mixer -dev. Because in Debian and Ubuntu-based distributions, you actually do not have the regular files. You can't use the regular files. You need the development files. But here on Arch, you can do that just fine. For Fedora, you need the devel. For OpenSUSE, you need devel. For Gentoo, there's quite a bit you need to do here. And then in Alpine is actually not bad. It has doas for some reason. Don't know why you have doas when sudo's in there. I guess some vulnerability. Doesn't matter. Lib gme curl lib open mpt. This is for some MIDI stuff. And if you want to use FluidSynth, you need to be using the Windows version of the game. Mini upnpc. Again, right here. You have all these things here. I will not press enter, but that's what you would need to do if you were on an Arch-based distribution. You may have these already installed, but do the command just in case. Next, you want to grab the source code of the game. So copy any of these Git URLs, right-click on it, and then click copy link. After you copy the link, do git clone, and then SRB2. They prefer you to grab this repository from git.do.srb2.org, not from GitHub. GitHub could be okay if necessary, but they prefer this as it may work extremely well. Afterwards, you cd into SRB2. After getting there, you need to check out. Basically means you need to set the version or set the repository to the master. So git checkout or set the repository to master. It will be on the next branch by default. You need to set the branch to master. And then you need to do make clean double ampersand make. The double ampersand basically means after this command, do this. Okay, not that bad. Now, if you're on Alpine, you need to do this no exec info equals 1. This will be a requirement due to a lack of glibc. I think you'll be using Musel, and with Musel, you do not need exec info. But if you are on an older version of Ubuntu or Debian, this command will be a requirement. And there's a little trick here, where the -j will be followed by a number of cores. I have a 12-core CPU, but I could easily do 11 cores, or 10 cores if I wanted to. So you can do that. You should see this thing here once the build is done. Now, when you want to update your copy of the source code, you can just do a quick git pull. Now, if you want to grab the assets, you need to grab the LFS plugin for Git. So in my case, sudo pacman -S, then git LFS. LFS means large file storage. This will need to be used in order to avoid basically bad things happening to the files. Now, you can clone the asset repo doing git LFS clone. So if we do git LFS, actually git LFS install, like so, it will initialize git LFS, then git clone, then you need to grab the public assets for SRB 2.2. So that's how it works. And then there are some alternative methods. You can do these shenanigans over here, or this over here once you have unzip to the .srb2 directory. There are some steps here you can take, including making a desktop file, which is this. So that's actually not so bad. I don't want to play the game right now, so that's why I didn't press enter. But hopefully, this should get you playing SRB2 with the latest version, which is 2.2.15. But that said, I am out of time for today's video. Thank you, and good night.